Newsmax TV coverage of tonight's debate continues with an appeal to you. If you have an idea as to who won the ongoing debate, well, just log on to newsmaxpolls.com and tell us, was Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton? Our coverage continues now. J.D. Hayworth on the national anchor desk with Miranda Kahn and Ed Berliner alongside here. Thanks for hanging in, folks. And from Newsmax Washington, my old congressional colleague, Michael Patrick Flanagan, who did something truly historic in 1994. He beat the sitting chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, and he did it in a district in the heart of Chicago. So, Michael, that in and of itself is a huge accomplishment, but we should point out that Hillary is well versed in the Chicago way, growing up in the suburbs, but being befriended as a teen by one Saul Alinsky. Hillary tonight, though, was she radical? Was she everybody's mom? Was she a policy wonk? Your take on the Hillary we've been seeing this evening?
I think you saw a Hillary who will say whatever she needs to say to get out of the question she's been asked. Lester Holt was calm and quiet this evening and had fewer questions than I thought he would. But among the questions he did ask, there were a fair number of Mr. Trump, do you still beat your wife questions, which I was surprised because Mrs. Clinton didn't get a single question like that. She was basically given all the rope she needed tonight, and she hanged herself a couple of times. But the campaign needed her to appear calm, wonky, presidential, versed on the issues, and not hysterical or snarky or vicious. And I think from a campaign perspective, she did what she was sent out to do tonight.
1-877-NEWSMAX, that's 1-877-639-7629. To the phones for the view from out west in California. Danelle joins us. Hi, Danelle.
Hey, she's crooked as heck. Didn't her go meet her husband on these countries and then get a bunch of money and buy that plane that she's got now? I mean, she's been a politician, so they don't get paid that much.
Well, what she did in the accusations based on some eliminated emails, but the traffic through her office, is having people who were donors to the Clinton Foundation then be named to be policy advisors. It's called pay for play. And Donnell, let me ask you, do you think Mr. Trump, for example, Mr. Trump used the sobriquet Lion Ted, and apparently we've lost Donnell now, so I'll turn to Michael Patrick Flanagan. You know, during the Republican debates, it was Lion Ted, Little Marco. He has called Hillary Crooked Hillary. Should he have utilized that sobriquet at all tonight?
No, I really think, you know, all bias aside, he did a terrific job tonight. He didn't choke. He didn't fail on any subject. He showed remarkable poise in not descending to the Donald level as opposed to Donald J. Trump, candidate to be president. And I think it was really good. And the snark he did have here and there was pretty good. And it was issue-based or at least in the context of what was being said. He had a remarkable possession of the issues, much more, I think, than anybody thought he would have. And he used it in a flowing, easy sort of way, as opposed to a rehearsed discussion. I think his debate prep worked for him, and I think he had a better performance tonight than I think people expected him to have. And that, of course, was the goal of his campaign, and they are a win tonight as well.
And Donald Trump continues to paint himself as the law and order candidate, touting new endorsements from police organizations. Listen to this.
We need law and order in our country. And I just got today, as you know, the endorsement of the Fraternal Order of Police. We just came in. We have endorsements from, I think, almost every police group, a large percentage of them in the United States. We have a situation where we have our inner cities, African Americans, Hispanics, are living in hell because it's so dangerous.
So there is Trump with a stark assessment. Ed, you said at times he doesn't pick exactly the correct verbiage, but he strikes the right note. Is that an example?
It's an example where he at least needs to start. I mean, certainly in the past, we've seen him say things about the African-American communities that have not been true, where he basically said, and I'm paraphrasing again, that things haven't been this bad for you for a long time. Come on, that was a stretch right there. Again, and I think we've talked about this, he is not a specifics kind of guy. He doesn't believe that that helps win elections. And he's right. Let me just ask a simple question. We've been sitting here now for well over an hour. How much policy have we talked? We haven't talked any policy at all because the American public doesn't want to hear about policy. They want to hear about somebody who can secure us, who can help us, who can make America strong. They've bought into that right now. Policy's out. But what he says right there when he speaks to them right in their face and says, this is why I can do things better, that will succeed.
Let us hear what is on your mind at 1-877-NEWSMAX, 1-877-639-7629. Back out to California, this time to Monrovia, where Frank is standing by. Hi, Frank.
Hey, JD, how's it going? How are you guys doing tonight?
We're doing fine, sir. How do you think the debate went?
Well, I'm out here in California. The debate just ended, well, I disagree with all of you guys, man. I think the next president is the lady in red. Donald blew it tonight. His son and his daughter, he should have done more traditional debate training. He had.
Well, Frank, that's what I was saying.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier.
Debate. I mean, he needed to be either much stronger. I'm not saying call her Crooked Hillary. He either needed to be much stronger and come on with the facts that he knows, or really mellow, not the middle ground. She won. That wasn't him tonight, either the mellow side or the Donald Trump side.
Well, Frank, you raise an interesting point, and Michael Patrick Flanagan, I had this concern because you and I come from a world where you practice, you prepare for a debate, you want to be able to think clearly, speak clearly, write clearly, you got to communicate. Reagan was the great communicator, and he was the model for those of us who are Republican. Frank's lament, to me, is right on target, especially when Trump decided to try and interrupt Hillary. I think you saw that smile on her face going, aha, now he's come to play on my terms.
Well, keeping your answers boxed into particular lengths of time is excellent when the rules require it. But the rules tonight were 2 minutes to say what you got to say and then 11 minutes of free-for-all on the subject, which Lester Holt let go way beyond, particularly the first section. And so it was designed to be somewhat gladiatorial. Your caller's comment is interesting, but I disagree, particularly on the financial portions. Trump impressed me tonight with a profound knowledge of how the banking and payment systems work and why we aren't getting it done well. He made a terrific point. And Ed Berliner's point earlier about the African Americans and the guns in the inner city was a terrific one. And I myself was standing there twirling my hands like this saying, get to the conclusion, get to the conclusion. And he finally got there. What he said was, I'm not worried about the ACLU and the laws being violated and whatnot. I want that mother, that African American family, to be safe in their homes. And that's what I'm worried about. And it took him forever to get there. Some debate practice might have saved him from
that's
taking
the
that amount of
problem,
time.
to get there. A minute remains in the segment.
Right.
To Cincinnati for John's comment. John, tell us what's on your mind. Make it quick, sir. 40 seconds.
Hi, JD. I just wanted to comment on the debates tonight. I think Donald did an excellent job. I think Hillary and her lies, she just lies, makes up stuff. And it's hard, when you have that. And I think the polls are.
Oh, it looks like we lost John, but we're going to keep our eyes on polls. And of course, we're inviting you to take part in a non-scientific poll, to talk to us by logging on and going to newsmaxvotes.com. Pardon me, let me correct that. Newsmaxpolls.com. See, old habits in politics. You think, no, it's newsmaxpolls.com. And there you can tell us who won the debate and then you'll go vote Election Day, which is only 42 days from today. All that and more, lots more coming up here. Very quick point, Ed, you want to make?
I'm going to be interested to see tomorrow morning when the fact checkers come out, when the legitimate press comes out and does check everything that was said and see if that makes any difference whatsoever.
Well, I will tell you my suspicions. The quote, legitimate press, when we hear the term fact check, what often is a fact for one candidate is not for the other. I've seen that in the past, but we will keep an eye on that, and we're looking for you to come back on the other side of this break. Stay with us.